beef up their egos. And it's not our job to beef up your egos. We don't have egos. You have egos. And it comes out of that reptile brain at the base of your cerebral cortex. I don't have an ego. That's something you'll find out about me, you know, as important as this mission is that I'm on, I still don't look down at people. You know, if I see somebody fall down, I don't step over them. I reach down and I pick them up. And I talk to them one-on-one. You know, Eric has met me in person. He knows how I am. I'm not mean to people. You know, when your mind's shut down and you couldn't communicate anymore, mentally, telepathically, you were left to communicate with each other verbally, which is where the Tower of Babel comes into play. But what's ended up happening is your people have fragmented into, you know, like 200 different languages and 200 different nations, and we're not here to pump up any individual nation. Any conversation we want to have with you is not with any government. It's just with the people, you guys. I'm here to talk to the public. I'm not here to talk to the United States government. You know, that's an important fact. You know, your people are heavily fragmented, and we're I don't know how to explain it. Let me give you an example so that you can see this. You know, there were two guys that were in the CIA, and they went to England, and using a 2x4 and a piece of rope, they camped out a fake crop formation that simply stated, "Talk to us." Big letters, U.S. Well, when we responded immediately, within hours, we responded, and we put a crop formation right next to it. They couldn't figure out what it was for a while, but what it was is it was a dead language. It was a language that had been spoken in northern Germany 1,000 years ago, but it was a dead language. And when it was translated, it only had 3 words in it. It said, "We abhor deceit. We never lie. I never lie. I never have reason to lie. If I don't want to talk about something, I'll change the subject, or I'll tell you that I don't feel comfortable discussing that with you, but I don't lie." But, you know, here's the thing, because if it was a message in English-speaking people would say, "See, the aliens think that English-speaking people are more important than anybody else." And they're not. Everybody on this planet is just as important as anybody else. That's the fragmentation factor. Second, the desire factor. You know, you guys sitting around in lawn chairs out around campfires isn't going to do it. You know, if you're going to have contact with an extraterrestrial and have a conversation, it's going to be because we want to have that conversation. You know, you never ask that question whether we even want to talk to you or not, which we do actually, you know, but it has to be on our part, which brings up number 3, technology. You guys don't have the technology to contact us or to communicate to us properly. You know, you don't. Sitting in a lawn chair isn't going to cut it. So if we're going to have a conversation, it's going to be because we are starting up the conversation. Number 4, the germ factor. You know, we can't just come here and take our helmets off, because breathing the air that's filled with millions of microorganisms would kill us. So it means that certain things have to be addressed, such as me as an example. A human surrogate was chosen, and she was implanted with an embryo.
Whoa, back up now. How is it that you're able to stay alive if you're not immune to our colds and stuff? How are you, as a clone, able to survive all this?
No, I get the same germs that you do. There are some things that don't make me sick.
You just said that your race and your alien race would not be able to survive with all of our diseases. But yeah,
I think he's talking about in his original form, not his current human form. Am I right, Bruce? Am I wrong on that?
Yeah, the people, my people. I am the same race as the people who are currently inhabiting the planet Mars. There are billions of people there. But they can't just come down here and sit and have a conversation with you. So that's where, if you want to have a face-to-face conversation, arrangements have to be made, and that's what they did in my case. I was born here from a human mother. You know, I've had my, I still have immunal problems right now, but that's aside from the fact that I have survived into my 60s. Even though I am actually an extraterrestrial. The intelligence factor is next, because you only use 10% of your brains. And you would have a hard time grasping the kind of civilization that we have on Mars. Because like I was trying to say before, we can have a town hall meeting where 100 people are there in the town hall meeting, and they're not actually there. They're all sitting in their quarters, and they're astral projecting into the room. And they can astral project here, right at this second, wherever you're sitting. There could be 20 Martians in that room watching you have this conversation. And I can assure you they are watching you have this conversation. So the thing is, we can't speak to you at our level because you basically are retarded. It's hard to say, you know, I don't want to insult you, but there's the fact. So it means that somebody has to be placed here, it has to be dealt with the germ factor, and then he has to be dumbed down in order to communicate with you sufficiently at your level. Then you've got the language factor. It means that somebody, you know, you guys, you go to college, and in college you still take English for 4 more years. If English was so easy to learn, how come it takes you guys, you know, like 16 years of schooling to learn how to speak English? You know, the only way we can speak to you properly is by putting somebody down amongst you who lives with you that you don't recognize as an alien, but learns to speak your language and learns all your mannerisms and learns how to speak to you in your own fashion.
So you said earlier that the pyramids were all created for you. So I'm wondering if you knew.
Wait a minute, you said that wrong.
They were created in honor of you?
Created. For who?
Built in honor of you.
What?
Did you not say that the pyramids were built in honor of yourself?
Yes. The pyramids were built in honor of me. My name is Orion. I am the son of Poseidon. I am the real Orion. I have been brought back to life using a cloning process. And I was sent here. And that's the reason that those pyramids were put there. It was put there as a memorial because they knew it would last for tens of thousands of years in the hope that the future generation would know that when I showed up, that means it's game on. It's in game. And that's where you're at. You're in end game right now. Number 7, the appearance factor. You know, somebody has to come amongst you who is sufficiently enough in appearance to a human being so as not to completely freak you out, which is what we are. You know, the major difference in us is our ears, because our ears are pointed, you know, but you heard what happened with my father when I was born. He had the points of my ears cut off. Then there's the investment factor. It means in order to have a conversation and contact with an extraterrestrial, it means that the extraterrestrials themselves. My father, when I was. What?
What happened right there?
It's okay. It's all good.
Keep going. Sorry there.
I added a friend to the call.
I was saying that in order to have a simple conversation with an extraterrestrial, it means that a massive investment has to be made on the part of the extraterrestrials themselves over a long period of time, taking potentially decades, taking into all these factors just to put somebody amongst you at those lawn chairs out by the campfire just to have a simple conversation. You know, then there's the that was the investment factor I mentioned.
In the corner.
And the last factor, this is a very simple question. We represent Christ. The serpents represent their own religion, which is called, you know, the Luciferian doctrine. And it's a very simple question. Whose side are you on?
So who is Lucifer then when it comes to what you're talking about? I mean, you say we're all...
That's the name of the royal family that rules over the Serpent Nation. Their empire was called the Empire of the Great Red Dragon.
So that's the Greys.
Yes. You know what it says in the Bible? Let me tell you exactly what it says, and you can look this up, you guys. It's talking about the last days. It says, "For then shall be war in the heavens, Michael and the Nephilim fighting against the great red dragon and his armies. But the dragon will prevail not, neither his armies, and their place will be found no more throughout the heavens. But now, woe, 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 be unto the inhabitants of the earth, because the serpents are now cast down amongst them." That's in the book of Revelation.
Okay, that's if you believe in that stuff. If you're an alien, why would you believe in the Bible? Why would you believe in the Bible if you're an alien?
Good question. Good question.
We gave you the Bible.
It's been passed. All the stuff in the Bible, I've seen it in the book of Thoth and in the Egyptian book of the dead. They're just renditions of different stories that have been passed down for thousands of years.
Yeah, but let's be clear about something. The Bible itself states that this book, even though it's the most important book amongst the human race, it also says that this book is flawed. It's vague, it doesn't go into detail, and it can't because you're not intelligent enough to take all the information in. But it says that one day this Bible will be done away with.
Okay,
and it will be replaced by something called the New Glorified Bible.
Welcome, my friend Debbie Daly. Do you have a question for the guest?
Well, I was wondering if he has... Where was he born? Does he have a birth certificate? I mean, is he...
Yes. No, I was born here in the United States.
I mean, do you have parents? Do you celebrate holidays like Thanksgiving with them? I mean, or do you have a family? I'm just
curious. They're all dead.
Everybody?
They're all dead. Yep, they're all dead.
Well, when did
I was almost dead.
When did you come to the revelation that you are from...
Orion.
Orion? Your name is Orion and you're from Mars. Is that from Mars? Is that right?
Yes, I'm the same race as the people who are currently inhabiting the planet Mars. The government of the United States is not telling you the truth. There are billions of people on Mars that look like human beings, but they're not, because they are a different race, and they all have pointed ears, like Mr. Spock. And they're called the Nephilim. It's my favorite term, because it's biblical. Now, you could call me Anunnaki if you want. You could call me, there's like 25 other terms for me. We were called the Watchers. We were called the Guardians of Forever. But we're all the same race. We are the people that evolved on the Go ahead. I'm trying to hear the question.
It's okay.
That was Marvin Spacely. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, the thing is that my mother was human. She had already had 6 children before me. She had her fallopian tube surgically removed so that she couldn't have any more kids. But her uterus was intact. 3 years later, her and my father, human father, had a missing time scenario, and afterwards discovered that my mother was pregnant and gave birth to me.
How old were you when sorry, if you don't mind me asking, how old were you? At what time did you become aware of all these facts about your life, these new things?
I was 7 years old. I got very sick. I told that story earlier. Maybe you didn't catch it. My immune system, it was like I was allergic to your atmosphere or something. I got really sick, and my temperature went up to 105. And incidentally, for the record, my normal body temperature is about 96 degrees. There's another one of those little things, but my temperature went up to 105, and all the people in the neighborhood ran very quickly and gathered together all of their ice cube trays, and they filled my bathtub full of ice and water, and they carried me in and laid me in the ice water.
Yeah,
and I had an event.
That was probably Scarlet.
Debbie, this was in Indiana in 1962. He was born in 1956.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was right in the middle of all that UFO stuff. Some of it was me.
Shit.
What do you mean some of it was you?
Debbie, this was in Indiana.
Well, back then, Indiana was like... I don't know what they call it, where there's a lot of UFOs they're seeing. They got a term for that, but now I can't remember what it's called. A flap area, a UFO flap area. And the thing was that people took photographs of UFOs, and some of them were floating right over my house at the time. So, I've been in the middle of this business. I'm in my 60s now, and this is all I do. You guys don't understand that I've been telling the same information for over half a century. But this is the first generation that was intelligent enough, or at least exposed to enough information, that they could begin understanding what I was trying to tell them. Now people are beginning to listen to what I'm telling them, but I haven't actually been adding anything.
If you don't mind me asking you, sir, when people say things like this, people obviously are very skeptical about these things. Is there any sort of a proof or pictures or any kind of documentation that any of this is? I'm new.
Oh, certainly.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I show people. I have pictures all the time. At the base. I don't know whether you call it the base, at Gustav Crater. That's Gustev, Gustav Crater. There's a major city there that has tens of millions of people in it.
So you're talking the moon, right? On the moon, right?
There's a base.
Gustav on the moon, right?
Mars.
Okay, Gustav. Mars. I haven't heard of it. I'm not sure if it's on the moon or Mars, but I've seen it said Gustav on the picture. I think Darren showed me some of this. Also,
Yeah, but you didn't let me finish. But go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead. I'm going to let you finish.
There's a river channel that feeds into Gustav Crater. Gustav Crater itself is about 100 miles across. Right where the river channel feeds into it, and it comes from the north to the south, so you have to actually be looking south. There is a first crater right there that's 26 miles across, and 53,000 years ago, we took bulldozers out on the surface and turned that crater into the shape of a face. And it shows a normal-looking guy, except that it shows him from the side perspective, and it shows our pointed ears. And right directly next to it, to the left, there is a monument there that is also 26 miles across. and it's in the shape of an ape face. And it basically shows the ape man in conversation with a man who has pointed ears.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Have you been to Mars recently, or?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, how do you get back and forth? How do you get back and forth?
That's what I was going to ask. Thank you.
It's not a biggie for us. You know, it takes you guys up to 7 months to go to Mars.
That's what I was going to ask.
But we can fly from here to Mars in under 7 minutes.
Okay, well, how do you know when they're coming? When to come pick you up?
Well, that's the problem. You know, they used to pick me up about once every 6 months. And, you know...
So what, you got to go just wait on a hilltop for them or something?
But,
I thought you said you were telepathic.
Wait a minute, Bruce. What do you mean they would pick you up every 6 months? And when did this start happening?
Yeah, it's been going on my whole life until recently. That's what I was telling people before. I had these 2 tracking chips in me. I had one in my right sinus passage, in my nose, and I had a backup in my left forearm. But I had an attempt on my life, and I was badly injured. And while I was in the hospital, they made me unconscious, you know, while they were fixing me, doing surgery. And while I was unconscious, they took the 2 tracking chips out.
They can't do that. Sorry, sir. They can't do that. You need a special surgeon.
Yes.
There's nobody on board any hospital I know of that can take those out because they hide. From the research I've done, there's no way. They hide themselves. Those things will dig themselves back into another part of your skin.
Listen, guys, remember that the United States government kicked me out of the Navy 40 years ago. 40 years ago, they kicked me out of the United States Navy, and I almost got stood in front of a firing squad because they wanted to know why I had volunteered in their military services. And they told me straight out that they knew that I was an alien from another planet, and that was 40 years ago. Jeez. These guys follow me everywhere I go.
So that was your first mistake.
I can't go to the bathroom without somebody watching me where I'm going. There are government people probably in rooms. I'm in a motel right now. I'm just in a motel room. And there's probably, you know, United States Secret Service guys probably 3 doors down. They were just sitting there watching to see whether I come or go. They probably have one of those directional microphones there. You know, they follow me. See, this isn't the first time. You know, I had a previous event where they had taken x-rays of my skull. And they brought in a team of surgeons, and they told me, you know, just give us the word go, and we'll take those things out of you. And I told them, hell no. I said, I know what they are. Leave them alone. I want them there. And they couldn't believe that I wouldn't give them permission to take it. So the thing is, I had an attempt on my life. I was badly injured. And somebody from the government just came in. He did not have permission to do this. You think he has permission to set fire to me, to blow me up, to shoot at me, or to stab me? You know, you guys don't realize they're killing people. You know, here's something else I'll just throw on the record. On Coast to Coast AM, they have this mystery about all these people dying by somebody called the Smiley-Faced Killer. And they're trying to figure out who it is. I know who it is. It's the United States government. Because these guys have all got on the internet or something, and they've gotten too close to the truth, so they send a team out and they just kill these guys. The United States government is killing people to keep the truth from being told.
I just want to say this as a citizen of the United States. I find some of this is just a little bit, and I'm being very respectful. It's a little bit hard to accept and to believe. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
hey, listen, the United States government knows about Mars.
Well,
they are doctoring every NASA photo from Mars. You know, when they take these pictures of Mars, there are cities going all the way around the equator. There are billions of people living on Mars.
But, sir,
and yet they put out movies.
But you claim to go to Mars in 7 minutes.
It's wormhole technologies. We punch out and punch back in. It's real simple.
That's like beam me up Scotty type stuff. I don't know. I'm just trying to wrap my head around this. I really am. I'm trying.
No, listen.
Yes, me too, Bruce.
The distance between here and Mars, okay? That's all space-time. When you step out, when you punch a hole, that's what those spiraling things are. When you create a wormhole, you step out of the now. It's hard to explain, but you punch a hole here, and you punch a hole there, and you're there in minutes. We can fly, that's what I was trying to tell this guy. We can fly halfway across this galaxy and still be home in time for dinner. Literally. We have hundreds of planets with people on them. Our current population vastly exceeds 111 billion people, and we're dispersed on hundreds of planets.
Has anybody tried to say that there's something's wrong with you, or they think you're trying to have you committed or anything like that? I mean, I'm just curious. I'm not saying that you should be. Well, I'm just asking.
Let me. I was declared sane. No, listen, I don't know if you heard this, but the last time somebody made an attempt on my life.
Actually, I was declared sane last time my brother took me there.
What?
Oh, that was Marvin Spacely. He said his brother took him there last time. He was declared sane too.
Yeah, man, I've been beating Martin, and I got him kidnapped and locked down in my basement. Sorry about that.
Oh, you said that the last time they almost took your life, that they did what to who, sir?
They killed my wife. They actually killed her. And then they admitted doing it. The federal government of the United States gave me papers in writing acknowledging that my wife was killed. They gave me money for it, in fact.
That sounds like murder.
No, it sounds like if they gave him money, it sounds like a cover. If they gave him money,
been charged because the people who are supposed to be going after murderers are the murderers.
They gave you money. That's a cover up.
Are they going to charge themselves? You know. So.
No, sir. If they gave you money, that is a cover up. That's a cover up. That's a cover up operation. If they gave you money, to cover up.
Oh, I know. Wait a minute. I know what the question was. Listen, you know, when my wife was killed, she was trying to save me. And you don't know the grief that still is putting me through. She was the best friend I ever had in my life. And to have her murdered the way she was, and nobody is arrested, you don't know what they did. They threw me in a hole for 359 days. They thought that I was going to die. They beat me to unconsciousness. And I woke up in this hole with my face in a puddle of blood. This was not a fun event for me. They wanted me to die.
Bruce,
so
this was 5 years ago.
When I got out on my own accord, I went and put myself into counseling because I realized that I was having very significant grief issues. I went through counseling for 3 years, and then they kind of threw me out. They said, well, you don't need to come here anymore. I said, well, I'm not sure that I'm fully cured. And they go, listen, dude, you are the sanest person we've ever had in this place.
See, that's fucked up.
Believe me.
Sorry. I'm sorry I just stepped all over you.
No, I was going to say that's fucked up because I was just about to ask you if you've had any major neurological damage or strokes or seizures.
I've had no strokes. I've had no seizures. But I have had 3 skull fractures. And on one of them, I did, well, actually, on 4 different occasions, I have had 4 major concussions.
Have you had a woman have you had a wife or a girlfriend in these Earth years? Because you put on them tears as soon as you talk about your 10-year-old girlfriend that you lost.
No, that's the point I never got to. 100,000 years ago, listen to me, 100,000 years ago, I was on my own homeworld, the fifth planet in this star system. I was a farmer. My wife was a vet. She had an animal hospital, and it was right on our farm. And I did that for almost a decade of my life. I never intended to do anything else. That's what I wanted to do. And it's because I was a second generation from an actual king and queen. My grandparents were setting king and queen, and they were very influential in our United Nations.
Do they use money on Mars? Do they use money? Do they use money on Mars? From the chat room. That's Craig Ryu, I think.
Yes, they have an exchange, but it's different.
It was Karen, actually.
Because we don't have any poverty. In our civilization, we're telepathic in our natural state. You can't commit a crime because if you did, everybody'd know you did it.
So they do use money?
We don't have political corruption. We don't have the problems you do.
Do you use money?
Have nobody
do you use money?
Is homeless.
No,
does your that's starving.
Okay, wait a minute. What was the answer? Does your race use money? Does your race use money?
Yes, we have an exchange.
So you are
I'm
corrupt.
Not exactly sure
so you are corrupt.
What the exchange is now, but
that is corruption.
The thing is, it's different. Because we don't have any filthy rich people.
Let him talk, Wolfman. Please.
We have no filthy rich people in our civilization. Whenever something becomes big, like where somebody accumulates $50 billion, it's nationalized. And it's spread out to the people. Our people do not suffer from poverty. Everybody has clothes. Everybody has medical care. Everybody has education.
Do your people watch our hockey games in Canada here? Do you watch our hockey?
Yeah.
Do you like?
We do all kinds of things. We drink alcohol and get drunk.
And watch hockey? Do you watch hockey on here?
Well, we have our own games. We have our own games.
Okay, you speak of a utopian place that you live. What are you doing down here in this shithole then? Excuse my language. I mean, just...
No, listen. The utopian place where I lived is destroyed. The asteroid belt is all that's left of my home planet. That's all. All of that debris that's in that orbit is what's left of my home planet. That's where I was at. I was a farmer. That's what I was trying to say. My grandparents were an active king and queen, okay? My uncle that is famous, his name was Zeus. He was like 8.
I'm sorry, I thought
he was like 8. He was 8th in line for the throne, which basically meant he didn't have any chance to get to the throne. And my father, whose name happened to be Poseidon, he was like 12th in line for the throne. And I was my father's 7th child out of about 15. So the thing is, though, that on our world, like I mentioned earlier, we had a kind of a military. We had a navy and we had an army, but we didn't have wars. Our military existed for the purpose of saving life, not taking it. And my father and my uncle and another uncle, actually, I think his name was Hermes, they were all in competition with each other to see who could do the most good for humanity. And they were doing wonderful jobs. And my father ended up being the Grand Admiral, and Zeus was the Supreme Commanding General. But, their army was like the Army Corps of Engineers.
Did you know? Did you ever hang out with anybody that ran real fast named Achilles?
Oh, it's one of our names. certainly.
All right, I have a serious question.
Just has one name.
I have a serious question. Do you know of Andrew Basiago's work? And he claimed that he was at Mars using a time machine, and actually was there and witnessed that the President Obama was there too.
You can end the question right now.
What do you know about that?
No, nobody has a time machine. Nobody. Listen, guys, when our planet was destroyed, 49 billion people died on one single day. If we could go back in time, we would prevent that from happening, but we can't. Now, you might find one of those other worlds, that's a possibility. Where like sliders, there might be many duplicate Earths that are slightly different from each other. You might pipe over to one of them, but then you're not here anymore. So you're not actually going back in time. You're just changing the timeline on another Earth kind of thing. So the thing is, these people that say that UFOs are human beings coming back from the future, that's not true at all. Nobody has developed time machines. The best that we have is we have technologies that allow us to see into the future, which is important because it enables us to recognize where we're going to make mistakes.
What do you know about the the yellow cube, or they call the yellow notebook that the Gray gave to the American government so that they can see into the future and the past?
Yep, I was thinking the same thing.
Remember, guys, if it's from the Grays, there's strings attached. Like when they made these deals, hey, we'll trade you some technology if you let us kill, 5,000 people a year or something. What kind of stupid-ass deal is that?
And again, why do the Greys want to have so much killing? Obviously, it's not depopulation to get people off of the planet for resources. I mean, why is that again? Tell me one more time why the Greys want to kill everybody.
They don't have anywhere left that they can go. We have defeated them. They conquered hundreds of planets. At one time, these Greys were a galactic superpower. But I tilted the table in the other direction because I found their capital and I blew the damn thing up. Remember I mentioned that earlier? I killed 65...
You found the Greys' capital and you blew that up?
I killed over 65 billion Greys on one day.
Well, I'd like to thank you personally. That's a heroic effort on your part. That's amazing.
But it's made for a problem now. This is the problem. All of those planets that were under them began falling to us one after another like dominoes, and we got all of those planets back. And whenever possible, we took the original race of man that was on those planets, and we helped them to repopulate. So we gave the planets back to these people. The problem is that all of these Greys...
Are there any good Greys?
Many.
Are there any good Greys?
What?
Are there any good Greys?
No, that's the thing that I argue with people. You can't talk to them. You can't reason with them. You can't cut deals with them. You can't make compromises with them. If you see a Gray, you kill that damn thing.
Are they like an insect? Are they an insect-like mentality? Do they have a robotic sort of sentience when I try to telepathically meld with them?
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly what they have. They have a hive mind. They are controlled by the dragons, the dragon overlords. And those dragon overlords are massively telepathically pathic.
Quick question.
These little Greys.
A lot of things are so confusing.
What you call the Greys
Bruce,
are called serpents. Okay?
Bruce, can you hear me?
Okay, I'm going to have to mediate here. Eric, can you ask the next question, please?
Yeah, Bruce, you say the dragons, but a lot of the terminology that is being used now on the internet and the media is the Dracos. So are the Dracos the same as the dragons, or is that a whole nother race?
You know what? You guys weren't talking any of this stuff until I brought it to your attention.
Really?
50 years ago, nobody was talking about the Nephilim or the serpents. 50 years ago, when I was telling people that there were intelligent dinosaurs on this planet, they laughed in my face like I was an idiot.
Excuse me, sir, but I was born with this knowledge.
But let me finish the thing I was saying before about the serpents. Those gray guys, they're not dangerous, really, mentally. All they can do is talk into your mind. That's all. So they can talk to you telepathically, okay? But that's it. That's all they can do. Those dragons, on the other hand, those things are dangerous. They can kill you by locking eyes with them in what we call the Medusa effect.
Wow.
Okay, if you are, go ahead, Deb. No, go ahead, Deb. Sorry.
Yeah, thank you. I thought you said that you killed the Greys, sir. So why would we fear the Greys?
I've killed huge numbers of them. I've killed more of those Greys with my bare hands than I have hair on my head. I've tortured them to death before. You didn't see what they did to my 6-year-old daughter. If you ever have it happen to your 6-year-old daughter, you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. They gutted my 6-year-old daughter like she was a fish.
Can I just say something real quick to help Debbie? Debbie, can you hear me?
I'm listening. I can hear your voice.
I can hear you.
Okay, I just want to, because you just came in later, because it's confusing. I know it's confusing, but so a lot of these stories and accounts that he's sharing, he's talking about his 6-year-old daughter, he's talking about killing the Greys, he's referring to, he's a clone. He's not talking about what he's done in this current human body that he has right now in this current timeline. He's referring to stories that happened thousands and thousands of years ago over because he's been cloned more than once. So that's why I spent 7 hours with him on the phone yesterday. The timeline, we're jumping over the place, so it's kind of confusing. But I just want you guys to know that everything he said tonight that I recorded yesterday for 7 hours is exactly verbatim. So he hasn't changed his story. I'm not saying I agree or disagree or I believe, I don't believe. I'm just letting you know he's been talking for 4 hours tonight. He's probably a little tired. You got to remember, he's 60 years old. It's not easy to remember. I just wanted to throw that in there. That's all.
Let me throw in something along this line for the lady. Hi, whoever you are. I love your questions. Don't be afraid. That's why I'm here. I'm here to answer your questions. Listen, our planet was about 20 times the size of the Earth, and it had 11 moons. As a result, we had a massive core. And unfortunately, what it meant was that our planet was very unstable. So we had earthquakes, and we had landslides, and tidal waves. We had catastrophes on almost a daily basis. And it took us hundreds of thousands of years to bring the planet under control. And we eventually developed technologies that allowed us to do that. We were able to even cap volcanoes. But the point I was trying to make is that the death toll was always so extreme that we never learned how to war. We didn't have a word for war in our in our language. We didn't even understand the concept. Why would an intelligent person ever kill another intelligent person? It's something that was unheard of to us. When we started learning about these Greys that were on Mars, we kept hearing all this stuff in this radio traffic about they were suffering from starvation, they were hibernating for years at a time, and all this other stuff going on. we invited them to come over. We told them we got lots of land, we got lots of food, as long as you don't mind fruits and vegetables, but we got lots of food. We can supply cattle and things if you need it, our versions of cattle. And we invited them over. And the thing is...
Can I, if you don't mind, sir, can I direct your attention?
Let me just finish this one thing. Let me just finish this one thing.
Mm-hmm.
When they attacked us, they slaughtered us. We didn't even know how to fight back. All we could do basically was throw rocks at them while they drove over us in tanks. They attacked our world and slaughtered our people by the billions. And that was the first time, and that was about 100,000 years ago. So the thing is that my wife and my daughter were slaughtered by these things. And I caught them in the graves that did it. And I killed them with my own 2 hands.
Okay, you did say, if you don't mind asking you a question, you said, I want to take you back to the death of your wife when you were a farmer on Mars. Is that right? On Mars?
No.
Okay.
It's the water world.
The water world, okay.
The planet water. It was in between Mars and Jupiter.
Okay.
There used to be a planet there.
Okay, you said that they locked you up for about a year after that. Who were they and where were you locked up? Were you in prison or in jail, and how did you get out of that? And you said you got out on your own recognizance. Is that right?
No, that was in this timeline, Debbie.
No, that was recently. Now listen, I am a founder of a ministry for the poor and the homeless. Okay, I'm one of the founders.
Right now, in this
still
timeline
running to this day.
He's talking about.
Right now, to this day, okay?
Yes.
I was serving a meal to 200 homeless people. When some people went to my house...
That is respectful.
They beat my wife to unconsciousness.
What?
Then the police showed up.
Okay, we're coming over.
They showed up and they arrested me for assault and battery on my wife. And they took me to this jail cell where a bunch of guys beat me to unconsciousness.
Oh, because they thought you did it. Because they thought you fucking did it. I've been there. Beaten to death in a jail cell.
When my wife came to and found out that I was in jail, basically charged with attacking her, she made threats and tried to get out and told people that she had to get me out. And she was going to tell everybody who it was that beat her up. And the people who beat her up went back to her and they killed her.
Oh my God. And you couldn't have done nothing. You couldn't do anything about it. You couldn't have stopped this.
They released me, and I was, no charges, nothing. They gave me a letter that said there's no likelihood of a conviction. Well, I could have told them that the first day because I was serving a meal to 200 homeless people.
My God. Okay, we'll come back with this after the break. We'll come back after the break to hear the rest of this. That's crazy. Wow. I feel bad if that really happened.
distributed the elements of earth. They laid down the foundation stone of highest spiritual birth, which have existed since thousands of years, that is lost now in future and past. Light years away from our daily tears, those unperceived moments which always last. Poseidon became Lord of earthquake and seas, master of oceans and all their wells. God of an island, there lived a family, was a daughter of beauty and health. Atlantis was the island's name, greatest treasury of all times. Human eyes did never see the same. Silver and gold, fertile hills, woodlands and plains. It was situated in front of the strait they call the columns of Heracles. Cleito was a daughter's name, a princely virgin of clearness and love. So Poseidon fell in love with her and built a shrine on the mountains above, surrounded by a golden wall, and inside he placed his holy law. Son of God, and daughter of earth, daughter of earth. They created 10 sons, human creatures, who've been of supreme being at birth, of pure essence and perfect features. What a divine possibility to overcome evil. So listen what man did.
Okay, that's so long. I want to know what were you actually? What was the charge though? Obviously, that was the whole legal process. But what was your charge for? Because like Debbie was saying, it has something to do with the IRS, or you're not
assault and battery. They arrested me for assault and battery on my own wife.
We're back on. We are back on live, by the way.
Yeah, but I was at a meal serving a meal to 200 homeless people when it happened.
That's still domestic. It doesn't matter if you're in the house with the person you live with or not.
Well, I got my wife on tape trying to tell people that it wasn't me.
That's crazy. I've never heard of anybody or I've never heard of the government taking away your house for any domestic disorderly conducts or anything, especially outside of the house. It's going to be a disorderly conduct unless you were totally...
Listen, guys, they told me to go back where I came from. You get it? Another planet. They don't believe I have any rights to be here amongst human beings.
Did you go in court saying that you were from Mars and stuff, or no?
No, I never discussed that stuff.
Yeah, good thing. I was going to say, yeah, well, maybe that's why you got your house taken away. You don't want to do that in court. They call it court because it's a game, right? The tennis court.
You know, if I had to go to court over it, I could.
Where do octopuses...
I could discuss the genetics.
Where do octopus...
I can talk about everything. How come you're not an ape?
Okay.
How come you don't have hair on your chest?
I have an awesome...
You don't want to tell the judge there, Bruce.
I have an awesome question. Where do octopus come from?
I could if push came to shove, though, you know. I'm not afraid to talk about it, but let's just keep this civil, you know. I was born in Franklin, Indiana, in Johnson County Hospital. You know, you have a law here that says anybody born here is due to all the rights of being an American. You know, I'm not the only person walking among you. There are lots of aliens walking among you. There are a lot of guys like me who are here trying to protect you, but there are also a bunch of reptilians that look like humans, and they're here to hurt you. Some of them have infiltrated the governments. You know, like this fossil fuel burning. It's all nuts. You know, I was watching The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson back in the 1970s, and they had a guy on there who was an inventor, and he was showing this motor that produced more electricity than it took to run itself. You could put these in any car and never pay for another drop of gas. You could put them in your house and never pay another electric bill. But, you know, every time you buy car tires, they're robbing you. Everything that you do around you, they're robbing you.
Yes.
Like the medical facilities. These medical people, these drug companies, they're not trying to cure. They could cure cancer probably overnight if they wanted to, but they don't want to cure cancer because they want to bleed you of every dime they can get out of you.
Now you're talking my stuff. Now we're yeah.
Hey, Debbie. We know that, Bruce. We definitely know that. We understand that we're being lied to and taken advantage of and put in this poverty fucking mode, and so we just pay every damn dollar that we have. So we're always, you know, grumpy, ready to give up.
You know,
and
the one thing I was
submissive
going to mention earlier, but I didn't want to forget it. You know what? You ever hear of Amnesty International? Yes, no?
No, I've never.
Hello?
No, I've never.
Of course we have.
And it follows you. Is that right? Run away and it won't follow you.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to have to make the next song Amnesty International. It's going to be Peter Tosh.
Amnesty International declared Central Arizona to be one of the top 10 most corrupt places in the world. They listed
Dallas. Dallas.
Well, yeah, but you know, we had people in tents out in the desert. You know, who puts people in tents when the temperature's 140 degrees Fahrenheit? We torture people here. You know, these sheriff's deputies here, they'll kill Mexican people when they find them with drugs, and then they'll sell their stuff. And they drop their body down wood chipper machines and things. You wouldn't believe the corruption that goes on here. And who can fight it? Because the judges are part of it. That's what makes my case so strange.
Didn't Peter Tosh
because
do...
I have it in writing from the federal government what's happened. So I could probably sue Central Arizona for $100 million, but in order to do that, I'd have to have an attorney, and I can't find an attorney.
Hey, didn't Peter Tosh do the music for Amnesty International?
I don't know what their music is, but I read it on the internet.
It's Bob Marley's guitarist, Peter Tosh. Nobody knows.
Central Arizona. That's where I'm at. Central Arizona.
It was like this. Amnesty International, I'm pretty sure. This is it.
That us coming back.
It's groovy, man. Pretty sure Peter Tosh was behind that, Amnesty International. I'm going to look it up right now. I'm going to Google that.
I'll advertise it, yeah.
Wasn't it him? Wasn't it him, Yuck?
Yeah. No, I have no idea about Amnesty International. I know the I'll legalize it, you advertise it song is Peter Tosh. That's what I was saying. Listen.
Which one did he do?
Well, they took my homes. You know, that's the thing. My wife, incidentally, the one that was killed, you know, she worked for Motorola for 38 years. and she was the head of her department. She wasn't some knucklehead. You know, her first husband, had died from cancer. So she wanted to kind of get out in the public and socialize more because she was kind of lonely. So she came to my ministry and began volunteering. I started this ministry over 20 years ago here in Prescott. I've been here for 20 years. I still work in this ministry. I'm still one of the heads of this ministry. You know, that's the thing, because during the day, I'm a Christian minister. But at night, I'm fighting aliens. Because I am one. But most people don't know that. Is anybody there?
No.
I'm just
we're going.
trying to take all the... Excuse me, I'm trying to take all this in. It's a little bit hard to swallow.
You know, what's hard to swallow? You know, these cops here, they violated my rights hundreds of times. They took my homes. They took my cars. I had a 49 truck, a 1949 mint-condition Chevrolet truck that was worth over $75,000, and they just took it. They just took it by a court order. A judge puts his name to a piece of paper, and suddenly it doesn't belong to you anymore.
Well,
they
the
robbed
Queen
me
can
blind.
do that
That's
too.
why I'm in a motel room right now.
In Canada, the Queen can do that too. She can say it's a war thing, and we have to take your land, or she can say it's a archaeological site, and we're taking your farm.
It's not going to make a whole lot of difference, because probably no more than 2 years from now, the attack's going to take place. And once it starts, it's going to be too late to try to stop it.
Really? So that's soon.
And they are going to kill all 7 billion people on this planet. And if you're left alive and they catch you and you're not killed, it's because they're saving you to eat.
Everybody stock up your beer and get lots of lawn chairs ready for your front yard. We are going to rock. Because that's what I'm going to do. If that's what they're doing, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get lawn chairs out and cases of beer and invite all the neighbors over.
The only reason that the government can take anything from you is if you owe them. And the only reason you would owe them would be taxes that you have not paid, the illegal taxes that they try to... Sir?
Who? Listen, what's your name?
Debbie.
Debbie, okay. Debbie,
she's from the Debbie Daily Show.
Mean or rude here.
On Spreaker.com.
Who are you kidding?
Me?
You know, let me remind you of what Senator Daniel Anaya said. He said a shadow government with its own army, its own navy, its own fundraising mechanism, free to pursue its own ideas of the national interest, free from all checks and balances, free even from the law itself. You know what those fundraising mechanisms are? It's CIA drug trafficking. The same people who are arresting people for drug possession are selling you the drugs. Most of the drugs that's coming into this country are being brought in here by the United States government.
Okay, yeah, but we know that. We want to hear something new. We already know that. You know,
well, I'm just making a point.
Can I ask you, who do you think killed John F. Kennedy?
Well, you know, I do. Well, I will tell you this: the government was behind it. I can't tell you all the ins and outs because I wasn't there. I don't know, but it's real clear to me. Let me say two things up front. Lee Harvey Oswald. He defected to the Soviet Union, and he gave the Soviet Union some of our military secrets. The very instant he came back into the United States, he could have been shot on sight. But they didn't shoot him on sight, did they? No. Suddenly they all welcome him with welcome arms. And you know that job that he had at the school book depository? That's a government job. And it doesn't make any difference whether it's state, local, or federal government, but that's pretty nice that they gave a government job to a guy that they could shoot on sight.
Yeah.
Lee Harvey Oswald is just a patsy. That's all he was. He was just a moron that they used as the excuse. You know, I don't believe that he actually was the guy pulling the trigger.
Fuck no. Maybe one of a couple.
But here's the thing.
But they said
I have seen clear evidence. I have seen clear evidence that John F. Kennedy was about to go public with the fact that there is a civilization on Mars. He was going to discuss the alien situation. That's one of the reasons he was driving so hard to get men to go to the moon and back. And they decided that they didn't want the public to know the truth, so they just offed him. And look at his brother. You know, what do you think would have happened if Robert Kennedy became president of the United States? The very first thing he would have done as president was go after the people that had killed John, his older brother, you know, and they couldn't let that happen, so they killed them both. So it was the government of the United States slayed them, and it was to cover up the truth about UFOs.
If they hadn't have killed John F. Kennedy, we were looking at another 4 years with him, 8 years with Robert, and quite possibly another 8 years with Ted. So they were fixing to lose about a quarter of a century to something that they did not want to have, which was a decent government.
Yeah, a decent person. You know, the other thing that John Kennedy was doing, he was trying to shut down the Federal Reserve.
Yes, he was.
He had already started the process of having money printed up by the U.S. Mint.
I'm impressed, actually, yes. We already know all this information. We want to know something new.
Well, ask him a specific question, you know, so we can talk about something new. Like give him something to lead him into something.
Okay. Are the alien gray? You say the alien grays are in league with the government of the United States. Does that mean the whole government is corrupt, or is there just parts of it corrupt? Or do they have underground tunnels? Do they have underground tunnels?
Infiltrated the United States government.
Okay. Do they have underground tunnels that connect all the nations together? And are they planning on to just take certain people down underground and then have this catastrophe?
Yes, absolutely. They have tunnels that run all the way from New York City all the way to Los Angeles. You know, I saw an example of that once. I was going across the desert in Nevada, and right in the middle of nowhere, there's this great big lake. And there's not even a river that runs into it. It's just runoff water. It's like a pond, really, except it's really big.
Okay, and, is there mermaids? Are there mermaids? Are there real-life mermaids there at that lake? Are there mermaids and porcupine albinos and also unicorns? Real ones.
You know what?
Was there ever real unicorns?
You know what's parked on that lake? A nuclear submarine. How does a nuclear submarine get parked in the middle of a lake in the middle of Nevada?
Okay, is there real life? Was there ever real life unicorns? And that's a serious question. I'm not joking.
Oh, more than likely. That was probably a species from my world. You know, that's one of the things I mentioned. On the planet where I came from, we had animals that were so big and so vicious, they could have taken one of your grizzly bears and picked its teeth with the things. You know, so there was a lot of wild animals, and there was problems with that. So we actually did have firearms. We just didn't use them on each other. Which brings up another minor thing about the Bigfoots. The Bigfoots are with the Greys. If you see a Bigfoot, there are Greys nearby. Just want to let you know that.
Oh, I was going to ask you about Bigfoots. Yeah, that's funny that you so the Bigfoots, what are they all about? Tell us all about the Bigfoots. That was one of my next questions, actually. I have it written down. It's crazy.
I I don't know where they got them. I just know that the Bigfoots are not from the earth. They are a primate-like species that evolved on some other planet, but they were using them 40,000 years ago in the war here. You know, you people don't realize there was a massive civilization on this planet 40,000 years ago. The world's population exceeded 16 billion. And when it came under attack from those Greys, there wasn't a single living survivor. They completely annihilated everybody that was on this planet. We had some of those apes, though. We had thousands of them that we had transported to Mars, and several generations went by, and when we took them back, we gave them the planet back, and we set them free to rule themselves, and all we told them was to be fruitful and multiply and to replenish the earth.
Yeah.
We're on Mars. We're really
I gotta play
on
this,
Mars.
man. My brain needs a break. Oh yeah. This is my brother.
You know, we fly across the galaxy.
We're gonna take a break.
We have contact with hundreds and hundreds of other races of man.
Yeah.
Incidentally, to help you understand something, a dolphin will
Everybody
never have
smoke
the
a bowl
intellect
and
of a man.
realize now.
Doctor to check out what's matter. I went to the doctor to find out the matter. Doctor said, son, you have a reggae myelitis. I said, what? Doctor said, son, you have a reggae myelitis. In my bone, in my blood, yeah. From my toes, up to my brain. Is it contagious? Is it outrageous? Is it vicious? Or is it dangerous? I can feel it in my bone, in my ankle, yeah. From my toes, up to my brain, yeah. Is it incurable? It's fit for desirable. It is incurable. Fit for desirable.
infiltrated, I guess would be the right word, the military-industrial complex and have a lot of power and control over what appears to be the United States. Is that what you're saying?
Okay, you're on live, guys.
They've infiltrated high levels of the United States government. And they're doing stuff. They're marching you people right to destruction, and you don't even realize it's happening.
But you're not included?
No, I'm going to die with you, probably. But that's all right, because that's my job. Like I said, I'm a soldier, you know. I'm not a politician. I'm not here to push concepts or try to rule over you or anything. I'm here as a soldier, period. That's the end of story. That's what I do. That's what I am.
Soldiers don't care if we ourselves die. We just care about our kids and shit. That's how you get us.
Well, you know what? Who takes toxic waste and dumps it on the bottom of the Pacific Ocean? What kind of nutcases do that? Then you got hydraulic fracking, where you have biotoxins that do not biodegrade, and you're pumping them into the surface mantle. And then you got the chemtrails. You know, you're polluting the land, you're polluting the sea, you're polluting the air. And you know, the animals know better than that. They know that you don't shit where you eat. You know?
I've got a dachshund that does. Sorry.
No, it's all good.
Shouldn't have said that.
Mice do that too. Mice do it too.
That's good, Debbie.
Do the people on Mars like to give fellatio and have sex the same way as people on Earth?
Of course. Of course. You didn't hear that part of the story. You know, a year and a half ago, my wife, who was killed 40,000 years ago, walked up to me at the International UFO Convention in Phoenix. And she was in her 60s. And I was stunned. I stood up, and I didn't say a word to this person. I'm just thinking, oh, my God, this woman is the spitting image of my wife that was killed 40,000 years ago. And she runs up to me, and she says, honey, don't you recognize me? I'm your wife.
You went to get cigarettes, and you never came home. No, I'm joking.
I hope you didn't kiss her.
Yeah.
You didn't kiss her, and you didn't French kiss her, did you?
You know what? Listen, it turned weird, though. We renewed our vows to each other, and we flew to Niagara Falls and had a honeymoon. And then she got flaky and started trying to fuck up my head. And she started doing things that my real wife would have never done. And then she turned evil.
Wait a minute. We need an example. What do you mean, things that your real wife never have done?
Look, that ship that crashed on the surface of Mars, it was called the Pegasus, okay? It's the Pegasus crash site. It's on the top of the Columbia Hills. That's the one that was photographed by the Spirit rover on Sol number 513.
It crashed through the
ship was carrying...
It crashed through the dome. Right?
Who's talking?
It crashed through the dome, right?
The crash site on Mars. It's 40,000 years old. That ship was carrying 1,500 families, 400 of which were apes. All the rest of them were pointed-eared people. It was filled with women and children. We evacuated all the women and children out. But my wife was a surgeon, and she knew that a major battle was about to take place, and she refused to leave. She stayed at the site trying to save as many people's lives as she could. And they killed her there. And she's still lying there. You know, bodies do not decompose on Mars. You know, if somebody dies on Mars and he's in a spacesuit, he'll lay there forever.
Is it true that pyramids can mummify corpses?
I told you, I'm not the expert on pyramids. I only told you that they stripped them down. They ripped all the plumbing out of it and everything, you know. It had a purpose at the time. I'm not exactly sure how it worked, but, you know, it had those white coverings, and when the Egyptian dynasty came along, they ripped all that stuff off. They tried to tear down those
wait
pyramids.
a minute. Okay, the priests
They
of
didn't build the
Amun.
pyramid.
The priests of Amun, is that the same as Amen in the Bible?
Ask the question one more time, please.
The priests of Amun and Amun-Ra, is that the same as Amun, Anan? Because in Egyptian, N and M are the same pretty much. So Anan, Amon, and E and M are the same. So Amun, Anan, Amon, Amen. It comes to the word Amen. So is Amen at with what you end prayers with? And does it refer to the Egyptian priests?
Do you know what Amen means?
That's what I'm asking you. I do know what it means. I'm asking you to see if you get the right answer.
It means I agree with God.
No, it does not.
When you pray, and you end.
No, that does not mean that.
You're saying that I agree with God.
That
does whatever
not
God wants.
No,
that's why you pray.
I've researched
God help
this.
me to get through this problem. Amen.
I disagree. That's not what it means.
What does it mean to you? I know it's got a couple, but that's the one that I follow.
Well, I said it refers back to the priests of Amun and the Anunnaki, Amun, Amun-Ra, Anan, Amun. Amen.
What about it?
Well,
what's the question?
I'm trying to find out if you know about this, because I do. I know that the Amun priests are still behind everything, and that's when you say they, who are they, and they are behind this, and everyone says they. Well, that's who you're talking about.
You know, I'm not. I sorry to say this, but I don't care about the Egyptians.
This has nothing to do with Egyptians.
There have been many influences over time, but keep in mind, they enslaved people. They believed in slavery. They promoted slavery. We do not promote slavery. We do not believe in slavery. So I don't give a crap, whether there was influences there or not.
So you don't know anything?
The only thing I'm worried about is my relationship today with Christ. Because I believe that Christ is a real person, and I know him. He came into my life, and he showed himself to me in a very personal way. And I pray every day, and he talks to me on a daily basis. And for people to say that he's not real is kind of crazy for me, because I wouldn't be alive today if it wasn't for Christ. When I woke up on that concrete floor with my head in a puddle of blood, I was on my way out then. And my first thought was, God help me. And this microsecond I said that, I felt God with his arms around me. And he said, don't be afraid. I've got you, and I'm not letting you go. He said, if you die, it's all right. I've got you. But he said to me, and it came through really clear, he said, it is not my desire for you that you should die today. I want you to live so that you can tell what really happened here. So I kind of went, okay, you're the boss. And I drew strength from him, and I healed. You guys don't realize how bad I was. They fractured my skull. I had a double fracture on my skull. They fractured the left side of my face. So for 3 months, I looked like the Elephant Man. I was really ghastly looking. And they never treated my injuries or anything. They were all sitting around waiting for me to die. But I guess I fooled them. I keep beating death. They keep throwing stuff at me, trying to kill me, but I still keep hanging on somehow with God's help. And I know, see, you think that I'm making that up. You're going to be surprised when you find out that not only are these people massively superior to human beings, they are all Christians. And as a result of all of them being of the same faith, they have mutated. They are not the same people that was here 40,000 years ago. That's why I was cloned, because I'm somebody who was here 40,000 years ago.
All right, I'm gonna have to. I'm calling silly. I'm calling silly time. Okay. Our heads can't take anymore. We're gonna start doing. Me and Yucker. What we planned on doing was prank calling people. Now you can stay on with us if you want, but we are going to be very silly from here on, and we're gonna start doing psychic readings.
Let me ask you a question. Are you offended by Christianity?
No. I was born a Christian.
You know, I'll tell you something just for your records. You know, there's a sin listed in the Bible that is so bad, it's all by itself.
I'm offended by the word amen.
Wait, let me finish this.
Denouncing the Holy Spirit?
Blasphemy of the Holy Spirit. Do you know what that means?
Yeah. I know what it means. Tell me
Holy
what you think
Spirit to me is Mother Gaia. That's a female mother.
I know what it means because I'm a Christian minister. It means being religious. God hates religious people.
Exactly.
There is a difference between being religious and being a Christian. I am not a religious person. I am a Christian. I am not here to represent any church, any faith, any background. I am here just to simply tell you that God actually exists. There is a consciousness behind the creation of everything. And he loves us.
Excellent.
And he came in person and gave himself for us.
I hate saying God, he. I'm not going to say God, he. I'm going to say God, she, okay? I'm going to say the Mother Goddess. How do you like that?
That's all right, too. It says in the Bible that God's part female. Did you know that?
You think I don't know that?
It says it right in the Bible.
I know that.
Yeah, because we can't perceive. God's not a physical person like we are. Not exactly. He is both male and female in one person.
I agree. And let's end this on a high note, agreeing with each other. I love that. Awesome, sir. That's perfect.
So, you know, it's all right.
That's great. I love it. Ending on a high note like that, we both agree. That's perfect.
So, but, you know, the thing is that if you're not talking to God through Christ, you're not talking to God. Period.
Well, I don't know.
And I could say that, and you can disagree, and you can be angry.
I agree with you in a way.
But I got 111 billion people out here on my side that you're going to get a chance to meet them someday. You know, and they all believe exactly the same thing that I do, which should answer your question. If I'm actually a Martian, why am I ahead of a Christian ministry? Well, it's not profound. Jesus said, I have sheep that you know nothing about.
It makes sense
on another occasion, he said, don't you understand that if I desired it, I could call forth tens of thousands of soldiers who would gladly lay down their life for me? Who do you think he was talking about? He was talking about us. We just don't happen to call him Jesus. We call Christ Melchizedek. But we have every reason to believe that our Melchizedek and your Jesus is one and the same person.
Paris, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, Paris, you must have a question.
I have a lot of questions. One of them is pretty current, though. There's some thunder that's going on. It's not thunder at all. Do you know anything about these, like, extremely loud booms that are going on? They've been going on since yesterday. I don't know if you know anything about them or having them in Canada, but it's like it woke me up. I was sleeping, and I just woke up out of a deep sleep, and nothing can wake me up.
Are you asking me or the guest?
I'm asking the guest because he seems so knowledgeable.
Okay, Bruce, have you heard anything about...
Fighting.
There's
fighting going on right over your head.
Who's fighting?
There's fighting going on right over your head. It's sporadic. You know? The thing is, all those ships are cloaked, so you won't even see them.
I see
when they
them.
fire on each other, you might hear the booms. But the only time you'll see them is if they're so badly damaged that they fall into the atmosphere, and that's when you see those long trails, you know, and you're wondering, what the hell was that? Because the whole sky will light up, you know.
Yes,
that's somebody dying.
There's like even during the day, it's like almost like there's a disco light, you know, like that neon light flashing, a flashing light. But you're going to hear it in a minute, I think. It is so loud. It was going on last night, but the one that woke me up, and you don't know, I can sleep through anything. That this woke me up.
You know, our people will flash you back, by the way.
What?
Our people that are over your head.
Yeah?
If you shine one of those laser pointers at them and flash them, they'll flash you back.
Oh, I don't flash anything. I got my shades closed. I'm afraid. I'm under my covers. I'm scared to death. I'm not going to be antagonistic towards anything.
See, that was the other point I was trying to make. You know, we are not hiding from you. It is the United States government who is hiding our existence from you. Yes. We want you to know that we're there.
Yeah.
We're the ones that led you to the Pegasus crash site so that you'd understand that we have been friends for 50,000 years.
Well, I'm not that old yet.
50,000 years.
Hey, Bruce, is there... Hey, Bruce, I'm sorry. This is Yuck.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Yuck again, Bruce. Do you have...
Go for it.
Hey, man, do you have... We definitely freaking appreciate you coming on and spitting out all your knowledge. All of us is just shut up and listen to you. And that's amazing. That's amazing, first of all. And secondly, I want to know, before we let you go, because it is time to go, do you have a YouTube? Do you make documentaries on YouTube? If not, you need to. Are you on social media anywhere that I can follow you right now so I can keep in contact with you, Bruce?
No, that's the point. How am I going to be able to do that when I'm basically sleeping in my car and driving around and trying to keep from getting shot in the head? I need help. And there's the point. I'm trying to save your lives. And if you don't save mine back, we're all screwed.
Do you have a GoFundMe or something? I mean, what are you getting to?
I have nothing.
Well, maybe we start a GoFundMe account for freaking Bruce.
Okay, can I just make
he just wants to be known.
Go too.
Yeah. Okay, well, Eric.
You know,
Eric, hang on. Can Eric and I talk? Eric and I need to talk for a sec. He just wants to be known, right, Eric?
No, I just want to say something because then I got to go to sleep. But Bruce, we're just going to say a few more things, and then they got to go to another part of their show. But you and I can talk tomorrow. But we all got to go to bed. They got another part of the show that they're going to do. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, but
here's what I wanted to say is. I have a friend in Cottonwood, Arizona.
We need to get Bruce on YouTube. We need to get Bruce on YouTube and have him start monetizing some freaking YouTube videos because he can just go off and talk. You got a phone. I mean, you have a smartphone in your hand, Bruce?
No. It's one of those tip phones that you get for like $20 at Walmart.
Paper-minute phone. It's just a regular paper-minute phone.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to put minutes on it.
There's other ways that we can help Bruce out, and I'm more than willing to freaking help him out financially and freaking promoting him. Bruce,
okay, check it out, guys. Here's what's going to happen. Now, just let me say this so I can go to bed, please. I'm going to be going out to Bruce's area to Prescott. I've been to Prescott a few times here in the last few months. I'm going to try to see if I can help him out. I got another friend in Cottonwood. We're going to try to help him out. We're going to try to put some things together so that he can have access to a computer. He can have, Twitter, Facebook, whatever he wants to have. We're going to try to help him get that, and we're going to all stay in touch. And if we need some help from you, Yuck, or anybody that wants to help out, that's awesome.
Hey,
but we just met the guy. We're just getting to know him.
One more second, Bruce. Hold on, Bruce. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Hold on 1 second, Bruce. Eric, get my contact information. Yuck Nasty. Email me, yuknasssty@gmail. Email me, man.
Is this me?
Okay, I will.
No,
I'll have to do it tomorrow because I gotta get up and work in the morning, so I can't do it.
Right now, dude. Hey, man,
we're gonna both work on this together. You know, everyone's gonna work on this together. Me too.
I do social media promotions. I run many freaking companies' social media sites from my house, man. I'll be more than happy to help.
Right on.
Take
That's
care.
Good to know. I didn't know that.
And maintain his social media accounts. I'm on Twitter.
Just send me a tweet. Send me a tweet at Awakening Man.
Awakening Man, exactly how it's spelled.
Yeah, at Awakening Man. That's my Twitter.
What's your Twitter, Yuck?
Follow you,
hey, what's your Twitter, Yuck?
It's Yuck Nasty _.
That's right.
I think I follow you already. I think you follow me. We just don't have time to chat all the time. But just send me a tweet, and then I'll follow up.
And hey, Debbie, what's your Twitter?
Can you help me find an attorney?
We're going to take one step
at a time. First, I got to drive up there.
What do you need an attorney for?
Deb, can you give everyone your Twitter, please?
My wife.
Sorry, everyone's talking to each other. Deb, could you please give your Twitter for everyone, please?
Yeah, it's The Real Debbie Daily. It's THA.
Right on. So everyone knows who you're talking to here. These are really good. These are my best, pretty much my best friends here.
What's Debbie's? One more time.
The Real Debbie Daily. The Real Debbie Daily. It's THA. I had so many people getting my other one, so it's The Real Debbie Daily. Okay. Yeah.
Besides, Darren was here earlier.
You know what I got to do, guys?
And
I got to get
Jeff
up at 6:30 and feed hundreds of people.
Exactly.
Yeah, you got to go, Bruce. Let's let Bruce go.
But it's okay. It's okay because this is what I'm here for. This is what I've been trying to do for 50 years, so I can sleep more this week.
Man, we need to figure out getting you on YouTube. Because with all this information and the way you can just talk,
it one step at a time.
You don't need to,
we're going to make it happen.
Yeah, you need to get on YouTube. The way you can just talk,
because you got to figure that if what he's saying, if he is a targeted individual, so to speak, and he has to watch his back 24/7, you got to imagine if somebody like myself drives up there and picks him up in my car, suddenly if he's being watched, now I become a target. So we got to be very careful.
Well,
about
dude,
this.
like my last guest is the same thing. So, I would like them to meet each other. Actually, my last guest and this gentleman, I would like them to meet each other because they're the same. They're both targeted individuals.
And Debbie, if you ever want to have have him on your show in the future,
you're welcome.
I've got his number. Just let me know, and we'll put him. We're going to try to get him on as many shows as possible. The more he talks, the less. The more
and if you want the FBI, if you want the FBI guy, CIA, NSA guy, John Carmen, you can have.
No, thank you. I know plenty of them.
You can have him too.
John D'Souza.
Do you know John Carmen?
He's a very. Oh, I was thinking of John D'Souza.
No, do you know John Carmen?
I met him.
Dinesh D'Souza?
John D'Souza, he just gave a thing in
the FBI.
San Francisco. He was with the FBI.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He retired from the FBI, and he wrote a book called The Extra Dimensionals. We could talk about that more later, but that's yeah.
Somebody poisoned me at that conference.
Let's let Bruce go, so then they could do the rest of their show because they have another segment that they do. It's kind of a tradition.
What we do is we do tarot readings. So if you want one, we could start with you.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Actually, you want to get a tarot reading, Bruce?
A what?
Would you like us to read you?
Debbie do it. Can
psychically?
Debbie do it?
Yes, of course she can do it. Of course she can do it. This is Dirty Rotten Tarot. Debbie, are you interested?
Yeah, hold on, let me reach over here and get I have to light a candle.
I can hear her clear as a bell.
All right, we're going to get the music.
Let Debbie do a reading. She's good too.
What's your first name? You're calling you Bruce?
Bruce, yeah, I was named after the King of Scotland, Robert the Bruce.
It's tarot reading time, folks.
Yeah, light a candle.
Yeah, sit back,
conjure some
relax.
spirits around. We're gonna do some tarot card
Smoke your
reading.
bong. All right.
All right. Yeah, man.
It's time to sit back with the Wolf Man. It's time for Dirty Rotten Taro. Yeah. We have to relax our minds after all this stressful talk. All this. My God. I can't believe it, talk.
You've just come out of a situation in your life that was very, very, for lack of a better word, bad. There was a lot of angst and problems, and there was somebody that was misusing power over you. The reason I say that is I drew the Ace of Swords, and the Ace of Swords is very indicative of somebody that's coming out of a situation that is not very good at all. This is in your recent past. Somebody that was exercising a power over you.
So he come out flaming with a sword. But basically, it's a good thing.
No, that wasn't. What, are you kidding yourself? They killed my wife.
So he's mad.
Her.
He's mad. He's on
a vengeance. And they turned around and admitted it. They gave it to me in writing.
Okay.
They gave it to me in writing. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying that what I feel with the Ace of Swords is that you're holding on to too much of the past, and you're never going to move forward until you let go of some of the past. Is what I'm saying. You know what I'm trying to say?
Well, I can understand that because I've had 50 years of abuse at UFO conventions and congresses from people who are standing up there and making gobs of money for standing up on the stage and telling nonsense while I'm out there living off of nickels and dimes in the parking lot trying to get the truth out. Why am I not up there on that stage? You know? I have a lot of issues. I've had 50 years of people shooting at me and being beat up and being poisoned. And
okay, Debbie, what's your next card?
What I'm feeling here is that you're mistaking the abuse of the past with the present.
What's your next card, Debbie?
Yes, sir.
Well, you know, I'm worried about what's going to come in the next 2 years.
Give him his next card. Debbie, give him his next card. There's not going to be any
stopping it. You know, and you guys see, you don't understand. I have been here on the earth before when the earth was wiped out clean. 16 billion people annihilated.
And does this have to
you sit around and you don't think that it could possibly happen.
Oh, come on.
Jesus,
no, we're actually, you're talking to a group of audience that actually are familiar with the Sanskrit records. And I'm familiar with the glasses, the glass that has been formed on deserts from nuclear explosions that is unexplainable, and the Sanskrit records talking about Vimanas and flying machines. And I do believe that in Syria they've found some, and also Stargate. So this is who you're talking to.
Yeah, you know, I've got a picture of a Vimana, a real one.
Okay, well, we want these pictures. It was taken by the
internet. Yeah, it's not it's bigger than you think. When you look at those pictures of the Vimanas, you think it's like the size of a capsule. But it's not. It's like the size of an aircraft carrier.
I know how they work. They work with Mercury and
positive way.
There ain't no fucking positive thing about it, Yuck. Hey, do you think? Tell this fucker.
What'd you say? Say it again, Wolfie. What?
Oh, there ain't no fucking positive thing about killing kids.
Oh, of course not. I mean, shit. Fuck no, man. I don't want to see kids get killed.
No. They're killing kids, and we know what they're doing.
It sucks. It sucks that like the globalists and you know what I'm saying. A lot of these freaking rich motherfuckers, the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds. What do you think about that?
Let me ask you. Let me ask you a question.
Hold on. Let me ask you a question.
Let me ask
Bruce, before you ask me that, what about the Rothschilds and the family in England? Are they the reptilians, like David Icke tells us?
Well, they're related because if you ever saw those Rothschilds, you'd notice that they wear like upside down crosses and hexagrams. They're Satanists. They practice Satanism. And all they're praying to is, dead grays. That's what a demon is. It's a dead gray. It's the ghost of a serpent. And they're deceived into thinking that they have power, and they don't have power. The only one that has power is Christ. So that's what a devil is. A devil is a king of the serpent nation who's died. But there's been lots of them. So there's lots of devils, and there's...
Oh, we're on break, dude. We're going on break.
Yeah,
all right.
I gotta go, guys. I'll talk to you tomorrow. I gotta go.
Right. Thank you. Thanks, Eric.
Thank you, Bruce.
Thank you for the guest. We're going to break. We'll be right back in 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Thank you very much. actually gonna do magic now. It's time for magic.
You know, I'm not allowed to do magic.
No,
I'm a Christian minister.
I'm allowed. I'm pagan.
Just so you know.
I'm a pagan tarot reader, and I can do magic if I want. And I can change reality. I can do whatever I want. Who wants their reality changed?
I do.
So do I. I've been trying to change reality for 50 years.
Wait a minute. Who was that just said, I do?
That's my girl, Paris.
Hey,
Yeah.
Paris. How you doing, sweetie?
I'm all right. I'm the one that's hearing the battle in the air. Whatever.
Yeah.
She's with us, yeah.
It's like a
yeah.
bomb or
That's what's up.
something. It's been going on, but it was so loud.
She's been waiting so long for the Dirty Rotten Tarot show to start.
Long for the Dirty Rotten Tarot.
I love your guest. I hope. Do you think that movie Bruce Almighty was named after you?
That's probably where they got the name for that movie.
You know what she's...
People joke, they do call me that all the time.
I gotta say, she sees holographic overlays over top of New York City all the time.
I love Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey. I don't think
He's
you're
funny.
rich, but that's okay.
I think Yuck Nasty's funnier.
Yeah,
Just
I
my
think
opinion.
Wolfman is sexy. Female actress of that movie.
Who was that?
So your name is Paris?
Yeah, you could call me Paris. I'll answer to that. I was a free man in Paris.
She is a recording artist, and she's a very intelligent person.
Oh, you're too sweet. So are
Oh,
you,
really?
Mike.
What do you record, Paris?
Oh, when I was younger. Hey, that was so cool. I was 24 years old way back when, and I recorded a little single on vinyl. That's how old it was.
Yeah.
In Paris, in France. It was like on the top 10 on the radio for a month, and it was sold out in 1 month. It was very popular, and then that was it. You know, I went back.
So you were singing? You were singing or playing an instrument?
I was a singer, and they wrote a little song for me for a little American girl who came to Paris who fell in love with a Frenchman. It was very romantic and very sad, and it actually was true. But art imitated.
I envy you.
You do?
I envy you.
I'm sitting in a
Yes, because
studio.
I have a voice like a sick horse.
Oh.
I've never been able to sing very well.
Well, if you could carry a tune,
Okay.
you're already
Yeah.
ahead of the game.
I had
you know?
an FBI agent tell me how to do. I haven't even. Oh my god! That we could do fucking
I wanna
prank
hear your
calls to
song,
the White
Chris.
House. We could do prank calls to the White House, dude.
Don't
Okay,
you
what do you
dare!
think?
Don't waste the country's time. While you're doing a prank call, something important could be going on, and you're just going to be taking the time up that could have saved our asses. So that'll come back to bite you.
I disagree. Our humor is good. Yuck and I are trying
You know,
to.
I did have.
We're trying.
I
No,
did have
no.
one
You have to alleviate
other
the
thing-
stress. Yuck! Come on, back me up on this. We have to alleviate the stress from all the terrible
Yes.
stuff
I
that
would
everyone.
rather
You know,
call-
we have
I
to
would
do
rather
it.
call
We have
Comet
to do it.
Ping pong pizza.
No, we have to call some fucking place and do something stupid. We have.
You
to.
want me to look up numbers and try it
Yeah,
this way?
fucking right. We got to do it. There's no
say that
way
against
that
them.
you're going to
Just
stop
listen
us
to
because
them.
we're going to alleviate the stress from all this shit.
So,
You know what? Everyone's been hearing a lot of stuff coming out their head, and you know what? We got to just alleviate it a little with some stupid shit, prank call comedy shit to back. You know what I mean? We have to, right, Yuck?
You do what
Damn
you gotta
right, baby.
do. I'm gonna get. I really enjoyed your guest. He's been on a long time. I hope your phone has some. Someone's gonna throw you some minutes there.
I'll probably have the government come after me and be like, I've already had lots of shit come at me.
You
So
be careful because You know, you don't want to.
I don't care. I have the most controversial guest on my show, FBI guy, this guy. You know what? I don't really give a fuck. Now it's time to roast society. It's
right.
the time
you pay
to
too
roast
much
society.
You pay too much respect to the FBI. They're not as big as you think they are.
Oh, I don't
They
give a fuck.
participated in the 911
You know
attack.
what? I could fucking roast. You know what? I could call the FBI, and they can't even trace my call.
Oh yeah, how come?
Because I have an FBI agent tell me how to do it.
Oh really? Oh,
Yeah. This is the Wolfman Show.
Right, dude.
Where the fuck you think you are?
That's cool.
I mean, I'm not even joking. I'm not even
Try
joking.
explaining this to me. How many more minutes does this show run? About 35 minutes?
All right. Call the FBI. Holy fuck. All right. 47.
Yeah,
okay. What he asked me is exactly 47. Just so everyone knows, Wolfman Mike 47. So when he asked me, that was 47.
Hashtag 47 radio on Twitter. Is that what it is?
That's right. It is 47.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. 47.
So you're doing crank calls?
Yeah, we're going to do crank calls.
Okay. Can I tell you one last thing about UFOs?
Tell us.
Yes.
You know, 100,000 years ago, like I said, I was a farmer when we were attacked. And me and my family helped lead our people to victory. But I wasn't killed then. I lived out my life and died an old man. But the thing is that a major turning point came when my wife was killed. When I was cloned 40,000 years ago, I ended up smack in the middle of another war with the same people, and during that war, the whole course of human history was changed because my wife was killed a second time. Now here I am, I've been cloned a third time. And guess what? My wife was just killed. So man, this is a sign for me that the poop is about to hit the fan. And I don't think it's 40 years off. I think it's in the next 2 years.
I think it's in the next 2 weeks.
Maybe the next 2 weeks, maybe tomorrow. Maybe it'll start while I'm at this ministry serving this meal to these homeless people. There's a lot of homeless people in Arizona because people all over the country, they go to Arizona in the wintertime, to get out of the cold. So I have a lot of people that I take care of. But I can't do it forever, I'm in my 60s. I'm going to die someday. And God forbid what's going to happen when that happens. I'm not worried about it because I've been dead before. We have rules about that incidentally. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. We do not clone people who are still alive. So you cannot arrange to be cloned. Secondly, we don't clone people who died naturally of old age. We only clone those who died unnaturally, such as from war deaths. And that's why I was brought back, because I was killed in battle. So here I am, third time, Orion. I'm the son of Poseidon. Zeus was my uncle. I never even got a chance to tell you guys about that, because when those serpents attacked our world, they destroyed all of our command and control structures. Suddenly, all of these royal families and these royal houses were all gone and wiped out. When we started getting control of the fighting, there were no royal families or governments left. So Zeus declared martial law, and he just kind of became king over everything. But it was all right because me and my father
all right, it's calling.
went off into space, actually. I went to Mars. My father went out there into the Oort cloud. He had a huge fleet of ships numbering in the hundreds of thousands, and we caught an armada of Serpent ships that were coming this way by the hundreds of thousands, and my father defeated them. And that's how come he became one of the greatest admirals of all time. So that's why the last planet out there is called Neptune. It was named after my father, actually. But the thing is that we all had vials of blood in frozen, and we had it in a storage facility on Mars. And after our planet was destroyed, that's why they decided to clone us and bring us back. They brought everybody back, not just me personally. But this time, this is a special deal because of what I did. They figured bringing me back. But, you know, there's thousands of us walking among the human race.
All right, I got to give thanks to the Debbie Daily Show on Spreaker. I got to give thanks to John Polk with his and Spaceboy Network, the Quantum Hologram Matrix Show. And also, I'm going to give thanks to Beyond the Strange, Dave Cruz, and Lighting the Void, John Roop. I'm going to give thanks to Angry Bong with BJ Network. Who else? Who else do I give thanks to?
I don't know what. I'm having a hard time hearing you. I don't even know what you're asking me.
No, I was just giving thanks to all the networks that are affiliated.
Oh, and to all the people out there, listen, I'm the real deal. My name is Bruce May, but my real name is Orion. I've been doing this for 50 years. Now they're finally listening. You know, I went to that convention, incidentally, and while I was talking to George Norrie, somebody put poison in my food.
That was probably George himself. He's probably part Anunnaki. What do you think?
It wouldn't surprise me because he said he was going to interview me on his radio show.
What do you think,
And he took down all my numbers and said he was going to call, and then he never did.
Shout out to Dave Scott from Space Out Radio 2. What do you think, Paris? Paris. Where are you? Where are you, hon? Yuck Nasty, are you there?
Is anybody there?
Oh, man. Well, it looks like they're still here, but I can't hear them. Strange.
Maybe she went off to the bathroom.
That's all right. Okay. It is time for us. What is it? Oh, damn. Okay.
Well, I want to thank you for letting me come on tonight.
You're totally
I hope that people were listening.
I really enjoyed it.
You know, I wasn't making any of this up. You guys are all wondering.
Hello.
But I'm not making any of this up.
You guys hear me?
Yeah. Darren?
Yeah, there you are.
Yeah. I'm here.
Go ahead. Ask any question you want.
How's it? I can't. I usually have a lot of questions. I was just calling in to see what's going on. What happened to Yuck?
Well, that's what I'm wondering because I was just getting ready to do some prank numbers. Doesn't.
How much time do we have left?
You know, you're talking to an alien from another planet who speaks English fluently. Did you know that?
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
I did because I've been listening. I was talking to you earlier. Remember? It's the same guy.
Oh, did you? Okay. Cool.
Yeah,
well, good to have you back.
I asked about. Thanks. Yeah. Boy, that's funny because I don't have a question. I was just calling in.
You know, you guys, they keep telling you that you're alone in the universe. And it's strange because this single star system gave birth to 3 distinct and separate races of man. Simian, Nephilim, and Serpent. And that's just one star system. And there's 400 billion star systems in this single galaxy alone. You know, the stars are filled with planets with people on them. There's a million different types of men, a million different shapes, sizes, heights, you know, but they're all men. They have 2 legs, 2 arms, stand on their feet on dry ground, and, you know, you're going to be surprised to find out how many people there are out there. You're not alone in the universe. You're not even close.
I would say if I was a caveman,
when we get to the other side,
if I was a caveman and I was drawing cave art, and if I made my own sundial, and you know, I would say, and I looked at it, and I would say that you're full of shit. And I'd probably
you forget what I was telling you.
I'd probably take my fucking.
When your parents were still apes, they were more intelligent than you are now.
Yeah, but we already knew how to tell time before that. I made sundials. I am
that's
human.
just a recent thing.
Okay, what do you know about what do you know? What do you know about hue? Do you know anything about hue? HU, the prefix to human, humanity, humility. What do you know about that?
That's because of us. We're called humane beings. When the apes started looking like us, they coined the term human because it was just a hair short of humane. But the word is a derivative of the word humane. We are humane beings. You are human beings. Which is pretty close, but if that answers your question, that's where the term human came from. It comes from humane, and we are humane beings. So I told you, we didn't even have a word for war.
Billions of grays?
What about them? There's millions of them already here.
Grays, though?
She wants to know what's going on out there. Come on.
I didn't hear the question.
Paris, ask him. Paris, ask. Ask him what's going on.
Go ahead, ask.
Paris, ask him what's going on out there.
I don't know.
What's going on, Paris?
It got quiet again. I think there's a big battle over my head. But who's fighting who? That's what I want to know. I want to know what's going on up there.
No, you're right on the edge of Armageddon. You know, I don't know how you know, it's like trying to describe to you what Germany was like in 1944 or 45. You know, you guys are about to really suffer catastrophic losses. And you act like you don't see it coming, because if you realized how catastrophic this is going to be, you know, you would have this 10 million man march on Washington. And you would force them to come clean about the UFOs.
All right, you know what? I'm not going to do no dirty tarot tonight. I'm going to take calls instead. 775-990-8447. Any questions for the guest? You call in now. I have an open line.
Yeah. Call in.
Yeah, he was going to ask me a question about the grave.
I was just saying you're saying humane, but then you said it's okay to kill billions of grays. Is that in the
No, you missed the point.
I did.
What?
What is?
You missed the point.
Tell me.
The point is we were facing extinction. I didn't want to kill them. I'm still haunted by it to this day in another life. But the fact of the matter is, if I had to repeat it, I would do it. It had to be done. It's not something that I wanted to do. It's something that had to be done because there was a war on. There's still a war on. I killed over 75 billion reptilians. They're afraid of me. They think that I'm a god of war.
You are
also. They think that I am a god of war.
On 3 planets?
Yeah, but
or how many planets?
How many planets did I destroy? I destroyed less than a dozen.
I hope you.
With that special.
Two of them. Yes, with the Ramatra.
Tiamat.
It's a doomsday bomb.
Is Tiamat your planet? Tiamat, where you come from, Tiamat.
How did that?
Yes, they destroyed our homeworld. What, the Ramatra?
Yeah.
It's based on the mathematical precept of pi. It's an unending number. Once the physical reaction is fully achieved, it cannot be stopped. It's an unending number. Once you achieve it, it creates the ultimate China syndrome, and it will grind an entire planet into dust. I already used it twice on 2 moons that were in orbit around Saturn. I created the rings using that bomb. There were serpents on those 2 moons, though.
There was what on the moons?
There were serpents on those 2 moons that were in orbit around Saturn. Saturn. You know, the one with the rings?
No, I know, I hear it, but you said serpents. Are you saying they were grays, or were they something different?
Yeah, no. The grays are serpents.
Okay, gotcha. And they're reptilians. It's the same thing.
Yeah, they're all the same
I'm
thing.
listening.
Lizards.
All right.
You know, reptilian people. You know, they're all the same thing.
So
how many
were
different
these all
grays
in our solar system? No, as
how many what?
When these, how many different solar systems did you travel to? Just ours?
Who, me?
Yeah, with that bomb.
Oh, I've been to hundreds. You know, that's what I was saying before. We have the technology. We could, you know, it takes you guys 7 months to fly from here to Mars. We can fly from here to Mars in under 7 minutes. We can fly halfway across the galaxy and still be back in time for dinner.
Well, I'm trying to do the numbers, because from here to Mars is 7 minutes, but from here to another star, wouldn't that be years?
No. We can go to another star system in under probably no more than 2 hours. Because we're not flying in this space. We're flying it. We're flying in the space between space.
Do you was all this memory, did it all come to you at once, or is it stuff you hear and then you know that it was, how does it all come to you, all the details?
Well, it's all in there somewhere. Along the course of my life, piece by piece of it has been brought to the surface. You know, where I hear somebody talking about something, and I suddenly realize that they've got all their facts wrong. You know, like those indigo children.
It rings a bell. So it rings a bell in your mind, and
well, I've had lifelong contact with the people of Mars.
I'm sorry.
They used to come around about every 6 months.
I'm sorry, everyone. I cut off Debbie's reading, and Darren pointed out to me that I cut off the poor lady. Debbie, I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm sorry, Darren. You pointed out.
Started the reading.
Yeah, and I cut her off.
Never got to finish the present. Yeah.
That's not fair. Maybe she can. Yeah, it's my bad.
I think she went to bed.
So what's the question?
All right.
Well,
4.
You know,
Mysterious 4. Paris. What do you have?
I've had contact with the Grace here in this world. Did you know that?
Oh, yeah, that's. Yeah.
I was taken out of a critical care burn unit after I got blown up. And when I woke up, I was in a gray facility. They had me strapped to a table. And when I woke up, I asked them what the fuck I was doing there. And they said straight out that they don't want to be accused of having done this injury to me. They were afraid that they would be accused of it, because if my people found out that I was dead at the hands of Grays, they would use that as an excuse to finally clean their clocks once and for all. You know, there's kind of a ceasefire right now. There's a ceasefire right at the second.
Is that due to all the people on Mars? Is that because of the people on Mars holding the peace?
Well, we are still at war with the Greys. You know, it's a political problem, because tens of billions of those Greys are all trying to come to Earth right now, this second. They want to take this planet away from you, and they're willing to kill everybody on this planet to take it. And the only reason that they haven't already done it. They're what?
It's because why? It's because of you?
This is their homeworld. No, yeah, I'm partly. Because there's the thing. They know who I am. My people know who I am. If I get killed out here at the hands of Greys, my people will use that as an excuse to open fire on them.
To kill
the Greys once and for all.
Let's do a false flag. Then we can have your people come save us all.
You know, that's partly what they have planned. You know, the thing is, they're telling you that they're going to do a false alien attack, and it's going to be faked, and it's going to be the United States pretending it's an alien attack. You know, that's psychology, because they don't want you to know that it's not a fake alien attack. It's going to be the real deal. You know, this is only one of 400 billion star systems. There are hundreds of millions of Earths out here, but this happens to be where they evolved, where they originated. They are raptors. They're dinosaurs with a brain.
Why'd they leave the planet?
They blew it up. They had a nuclear war on themselves.
Right,
and they created
all ice. Yeah.
Yeah, the planet turned to ice. They created a nuclear winter, and they froze this planet solid as the rock of Gibraltar, during which time you could have walked from Africa to South America and never once got your feet wet. You know, it looked like Europa.
Is there any evidence for all of the high-tech civilizations?
Yes, of course.
Here?
Yes, of course there is.
Where would that be?
No, you're not going to see it because the government's not letting anybody know about any of it. But I'll give you one piece right off the air. You know, it doesn't matter where you dig on the planet Earth. If you get down to the KT boundary, that's the boundary that separates the crustacean from the tertiary period. That's what they call the tombstone layer. It marks the spot where the dinosaur extinction supposedly happened. Okay? This planet is carpeted in a layer of iridium. Iridium is produced by nuclear fusion. Ordinarily, when they find iridium, they ordinarily associate it with an asteroid because the sun is blowing off billions of tons of iridium on a daily basis, but it's all microscopic. So anything floating in space, it builds up iridium. So ordinarily, it's a relative of uranium. But the thing is, there is so much iridium on this planet, on that KT boundary, there's a quadrillion, billion, godzillion times more iridium than would be accountable for by a simple asteroid impact, even 6 to 12 miles across. This entire planet was carpeted in iridium. And the only physical process that can produce iridium in those massive quantities is, in fact, a worldwide nuclear war. So the iridium is evidence right there that not only was there a civilization here, but that people had nuclear weapons. In addition to which, you know that base that's in Sidonia.
It wasn't a meteor strike at all. Yeah,
no, I think that they shot a meteor at the Earth to try to put the fires out. You know, they set off so many nuclear bombs that this whole planet was burning. The whole entire planet was burning. I think they hit it with an asteroid in space. They threw it at the Earth because they knew it would create this massive concussion force, and it put out most of the fires. I think that that's what they really did. But, you know, afterwards, the nuclear winter set in, and the planet froze solid, and it remained that way for millions of years in an event that modern scientists call snowball Earth. You know, this planet looked like Europa that's in orbit around Jupiter. It was one great big ball of ice. And it remained that way for millions of years. So in the interim, the Greys turned their back on the Earth and they never came back. They thought that this planet had been rendered permanently uninhabitable.
Paris, what do you think? Paris, what do you think? Paris, what do you think?
How old did the Greys live?
Well, that's a very good question.
Paris, are you still there?
About the Greys' age?
I don't think that they have a lifespan like we do.
I don't either.
I think that they can live for really long periods of time. And that's the other thing. It's crazy because they have a massive birth rate. You know, they lay eggs. Thousands of eggs all at once. And they incubate them to birth. Where we only reproduce one single child at a time. So the point I was making earlier is, you know, when we were at war with them, it was extraordinarily important that our women remained pregnant all the time. That's why people thought that we were womanizers, and we're not. But in our civilization, you know, the women need to make babies. And their life has to revolve around what?
You had 15 babies, right? 15 children? That's a lot.
You mean my father? Yeah, my father originally, he had about, my father, his name was Poseidon. He had about 15 kids. I was about 7th out of 15. But I wasn't involved in politics.
How many lifetimes do you remember?
3. Maybe more. I have lots of other memories that I haven't been able to track down. I have other memories that I don't know where they came from, and I don't know when they took place.
Damn.
But I know at least 3.
Yeah.
You know, it's like that example I told. You know, when people have transplants.
Okay. Last 10 minutes.
Like when they transplant a liver or a heart or something.
I have to let you go, sir. I have to let you go.
The person that receives the transplant begins receiving information in their mind.
With all due respect, sir, we'll have to get you on another show. We're out of time.
No, it's all good.
Yeah, Oh, is the show over?
Yeah. Well, we have a few more minutes. That's you and me time. But
okay. Hey, Bruce, it's just such a heavy topic. It's hard to digest in like a 6-hour period. We just have to do like a bunch more 3-hour shows and zero in on a certain topic, and we'll have you back. Okay, bud?
Okay.
Oh, sure. It's all good.
Okay, Darren, I'm going to put you on the other line. Okay.
Who?
Darren.
Oh.
And we are actually have 10 more minutes left, and we just have to wrap things up. But we'll definitely have you on again.
It's all good,
I gave you almost 5
That's
hours.
why I asked you how many more minutes it was.
I gave you
want to talk about?
I gave you
minutes?
5 hours, man. I gave you 5 hours. I just want to do a couple prank calls before the end of the night.
Do a couple prank calls.
That's what we do. Just to lighten things up. At the end, just to lighten things up. Just so just to lighten things up for people. You know what I mean?
Hey, you want me to tell a joke?
Yeah, that's what I want. I want jokes. I want something. Yeah, something to lighten people up.
Okay, listen. There's a father and a son shark, and they're swimming in the ocean. And the son sees a guy sitting on a surfboard. So he says to his dad, "Look, Dad, there's lunch." The father shark says, "Now, son, don't get carried away. We have to do this the right way, so follow my lead." So the father shark starts circling the guy with the fin out of the water. Then the son shark starts doing the same thing. They circle the guy about 3 or 4 times, and then they eat him. When they're all done eating him, the son says to the father shark, "Hey, Dad, how come you always let them know that we're coming before we eat them?" And the father says, "Well, son, it's because they always taste so much better without all that poop in them."
The poop. I get it. Okay, wait a minute. Oh, shit. Where am I? Okay.
You're half asleep, aren't you?
No.
I just think I got to get up in 2 hours. I got to get up in 2 hours and feed hundreds of people.
Thank you for coming on. You were amazing, man. We loved it. We'll have you back in town on Monster Castle Paranormal, but now is the time.
What's a prank call?
This is the time for the silliness. And we are going to get on to prank calls. I'm going to start trying to figure this out. Okay.
What is that? You answer calls and just answer any weird question or something?
No, actually, I call people and I do forced tarot readings.
Oh. You want to kiss y'all good night?
So what's a prank call?
Paris, would you explain it to him?
Oh, what's a prank call?
Do one.
I'm working on it right now.
Okay. Did Paris hang up?
No, I'm here, babe.
Are you still awake, Paris?
I am. I'd like to go back to sleep.
I'm trying to call. I'm going to try to call right now.
She sounds like she's fading. I can be asleep in 5 minutes if I want to, so I'm not worried about it.
I have to. The thing is, in order to take this call, I may have to hang up on you. You're on that line. I'm going to see if it works.
Who's hanging up on who?
I don't know. We'll find out in a sec. It's ringing.
You have reached mailbox number 226.
Can you hear that?
600.
Oh, you make the prank call.
60.
I'm doing it.
Please leave your message after the tone. After leaving a message, you can hang up or press pound for more options.
You've reached the Dirty Rotten Tarot Show, and you call back for your free reading, please. Thank you.
Well, I guess
man.
The time has come. The final curtain.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, damn. Didn't pick up. Okay, I'll try another one.
Hey, Paris, it was nice.
Uh-oh, it was awesome. Yeah. Uh-oh. That's what I thought might happen. It cut him off. Damn, it cut him off. Okay, shit. Okay, thank you, sir. We'll have him back on.
I guess your stuff.
I don't know if I can add him to the other line or not. Oh, man. I need to add him to the other line.
Add it, hook that up here.
Too many participants, it says. Too many participants. Okay, alright. Well, we're going to do it on our own, Paris, you and I. We're the last ones left.
Just you and I, huh? How are we gonna continue our gene pool advantage?
I was trying to add Darren into our conversation here. And thank you so much, the guest. Bruce May, you were amazing. I'll send you a link to the show and you will be back on. It was definitely entertaining. You know. But now, I don't even have Yuck Nasty with me. Darren, are you there?
Yes, we.
I am. You
oh, yeah, that's right. Daryl and Darren.
You added the FBI agent, too.
Yeah, I tried.
Okay.
He's not on. I thought those guys might get along. They're both the same individuals that are, what do you call that, targeted.
Where did Yuck go?
He's gone, too.
To you and Yuck.
It's okay.
Is he still listening?
It's all right. I got my own fucking shit here. I can do prank calls. Okay, new call. New call. Well, I'm starting a new call right now.
Debbie called me pretentious.
I don't even know what that means.
I don't think... I know what it means. Does it mean like a snob? I think that's what it means.
Daryl, does that mean a snob?
I don't know.
No, Daryl, not Darren. I'm talking to her. I'm talking to Paris.
Oh.
Her real name is Daryl.
I like that name.
Daryl, does that mean snob? Daryl, Paris, does that mean snob? Oh, okay.
Where'd she go?
I don't know. She's trying to answer.
Yeah.
She's out there. Remember, she sees quantum hologram matrix monsters crawling up buildings in New York City, right?
Yeah. And she can sing.
Oh, yeah. I'll definitely figure out how to stream this on Discord. I just haven't had the time to do it. It doesn't seem to be working for me. So I'll figure it out.
This is poorly produced, Wolfman.
Hey, Discord is I never dealt with it. So apparently I can stream my show on Discord to my friends. I'll figure it out yet.
Yeah, I'm having trouble figuring it out, too. I don't know if I got kicked out of there or what's going on. Stabby said I can get back on, I guess.
Okay, here's a new number. I'm going to do another one. All right. You know what? It's time we do. Holy shit, we got 8 minutes left, man. Damn it. Oh, man. Okay. Shit. Okay, that's it. We're gonna do this. Did we do Light My Way yet?
What?
Nazareth, Light My Way. Did we do that yet? Do this one? I think we did let's see this one instead. Alright, rock with a Wolfman, Ruby Tuesday, Nazareth, alright. I'll be right back.
She would never say where she came from, and yesterday don't matter if it's gone. When the sun is bright, or on the darkest night, no one knows. She comes and goes. No question why she needs to be so free. She'll tell you it's the only way to be. She just can't be chained to a life where nothing's gained and nothing's lost at such a cost. There's no time to lose, I heard her say. Cast your dreams before they slip away. Dying all the time. Lose your dreams and you will lose your mind. Ain't life unkind?
Calling right now. Hello? Hello?
hear it.
Oh, this is Dirty Rotten Tarot Show? You've won yourself a free tarot reading?
The creature.
Are you ready for your free tarot reading?
Me?
Yes. Are you the witch, the Grey Witch?
Am I?
Yes.
I am?
Yes.
I am the Grey Witch?
Yes. You're ready for your Dirty Rotten Tarot reading.
Oh, Good Witch?
Okay, I'm going to get it out now.
I didn't know it was in.
Okay, your first card is thank you for playing along with us. You're on the radio, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for telling me.
Okay. Shit. Okay, hang on. Turn all this off. I'm gonna turn it all off. Okay. Okay, your first card is the Ten of Cups. And your family life, true fellowship, lasting success, and happiness to come, attainment to the heart's desires. It shows you wandering around in the park with your hands flaying up in the air, running after kids that don't listen to you. Is this an example of your past?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what I thought you were describing.
I'm describing a shadow of your past.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Hang on. Let's see. The next card. Man. Okay. Porn music, Wolfman. Where's the porn music? All right. We gotta put the porn music on. All right. Yeah. Dig it. Okay. All right. The Empress. Marriage. Material wealth. Sound understanding. Fertility. For would-be parents, farmers, or people to the community of artists. In the wrong position with respect to other people. Might disrupt the society of the general population because your card is turned upside down. Interaction and fritting away from resources. Poverty may disrupt people. Possibility of war and destruction because of you. Am I correct on your, this is what's going on right now?
Oh, I don't know. What did I do?
Something. You did something.
Okay,
Definitely threw a big rock in a pond somewhere.
I don't know where.
Well, I can see the ripples.
You know, he said that was a battle. I wish you could have heard this, and I hope I hear one before you get off the air.
All right,
Joe. Slinging dick.
Oh yeah, slinging. What kind of dick?
Slinging dick. That's what Adam.
What the hell are you talking about, Joseph Roop?
Adam, 35 women. That's pretty heavy.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about it.
I actually had to put my iPod touch down because it was just overwhelming how many women were hitting on me.
Affiliated. There will be mature and possibly immature content. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. As a matter of fact, I probably wouldn't listen at all. It's very poorly produced. Take me to your leader.
If I can just say something.
Those of you who renounce this superstitious and hysterical program of the MCC.
You've seen ghosts. You talk about them. Aliens. Talk about them. Are you kidding me, Wolfman? You literally had ghosts calling on a ghost box. But you're going to lose a lot of credibility. Lake Monster gobble you up in one fucking bite. I'm calling you out, my friend. You were scared of the girl from Texas.
Gobble, 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 gobble.
I sure wouldn't be sitting there admiring
gobble you up. Gobble you up. Rip a me out. Rip a gobble you up.
Marsupial. He was hairier than this.
I know.
Oh my goodness. Who in the world are you?
What the hell is a marsupial?
Like angry as blood. Do your neighbors hear you? You must live in the forest for you to yell that loud.
Oh yeah.
Monster Castle.
Dig it. KTLK.
Some describe it as not quite right.
Right.
The Freedom FM.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah.
I'm only over here because I heard your sweet fucking voice on the phone.
Oh, dig it. Yeah. It's Dirty Rotten
If I can
Taro.
just say something.
Dirty Rotten Taro, ladies and gentlemen.
It's like a big bully is what you are, Wolfman.
That's what I am.
You're defending the cushion eject. I would love to beat your ass right now, Wolfman. The fuck? You don't do outside.
Bubba beat my ass.
Back when I was a kid, man, I was so happy when I got a damn boom box. One of them big things that had two speakers on the side. I put it on my shoulder and I throw out the cardboard and try to act like I was breakdancing. And then I got showed up by these little bastards come up there and they got the same boom box. But it's got, when they press eject, it's got cushion eject. When I pressed my eject, the tape just shot out. The dirt came out slowly. And they had other things to adjust the treble, the bass, the left to right speaker for the mono speakers. But it all sounded fucking same. And they're sitting there screwing with their shit for 30 fucking minutes. When I could press tape in, I could press play, and I could push in, and I could stop it. I could eject the tape, and it's way out there, and I could change another
Don't ever get in a rut. The head on my shoulders is sort of loose, and I ain't got sense God gave a goose. Lord, I ain't crazy.
Crazy.
I'm a nut. Is it wetter underwater
This
if you're
show is
there when it
completely
rains?
insane.
Is it shorter to New York
don't
than
listen.
it is by plane?
It's the
Between
Dirty
myself and
Rotten Taro
I
Show.
wonder who's the dumber. Is it hotter down south than it is in the summer? I'm a nut. I'm a nut. My life don't ever get in a rut. The head on my shoulders is sort of loose, and I ain't got sense God gave a goose. Lord, I ain't crazy, but I'm a nut. I drove my Cadillac to Vegas to satisfy my lust. Wheeling, dealing, left old Vegas
From the Greyhound bus.
I sure didn't set the woods on fire while I was there. But remember, only forest fires prevent fire. I'm a nut. I'm a nut. My life don't ever get in. The head on my shoulders is sort of loose, and I ain't got sense God gave a goose. Lord, I ain't crazy, but I'm a nut. The poverty war will be over when I begin to fight. If it took a dime to go around the world, I couldn't get out of sight. I don't mind to take the girls out if they don't mind to go Dutch. Makes me feel like $1 million, and I bet I ain't worth half that much. But I'm a nut, my life don't ever get in a rut. The head on my shoulders is sort of loose, and I ain't got sense God gave a goose. Lord, I ain't crazy, but I'm a nut.
Oh, crazy, man! I'm a nut! Oh, lordy, 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 I'm crazy!
Welcome to Dirty Rotten Taro. And here is your host, the Wolfman Mike, slightly inebriated. I probably wouldn't listen.
How's it going, everybody? All right, I am the Wolfman. Dig it. All right. And this is Dirty Rotten Taro. And
yeah.
And we have Adam Strange with us. So we're going to
Shadow.
get... Oh, yeah. Oh, Adam Shadow. All right. Okay. You're not Strange anymore?
Nope.
Oh.
Where's Kurt?
Okay. Kurt? Yeah, it wouldn't be... we got to hear the enchilada eating.
Oh, Kurt.
We had Yuck Nasty for a while. No. I don't know if we could get him back.
What's up?
There you are.
Kurt Green. This is Phoenix Police.
What do you want?
Your car is parked in the wrong spot, and when I was apprehended, I had to confiscate your vehicle. I'm sorry.
I don't have a car. I have a truck.
Well, you're Mr. Kurt Green.
Oh yeah.
Maybe.
All right, then I might have to come over there and actually take you into the station.
No.
Your story is not jiving with my story, and I guess we'll have to work things out somehow physically.
My pit bulls are waiting. Come on.
Mr. Kurt Green, I'm coming down there. I'm Officer O'Malley. All right, yeah. It's a Wolfman. It's a Wolfman. I tricked you, Kurt. It's just a Wolfman.
Oh, it's only you?
Oh, yeah.
He pranked you.
I pranked you, man. That was pretty good, eh? I bet you couldn't guess who it was.
I knew it was you, of course. Dummy. Came through your phone. Oh, dum-dum. Why are you so mean to me, lady?
I'm not mean to you. You don't give me anything to eat.
I think he's eating Fritos.
I was wondering what you're eating. You never passed me any.
I'm eating these really cool, expensive tortilla chips.
Oh my God. Adam, do you have any of those? You're in Canada. You're closer. Can you pass me some?
They're very thin. Tortilla thins. Private selection. In the black bag.
Special.
And then blue cheese dressing with chunks of blue cheese as the dip. Sorry.
So I can go to bed now, right, Wolfman? Do I have permission?
Why? As long as you got...
Why do you have to go to bed?
Ghost Elvis wants to talk to you.
Oh, shit.
Hey, Joe.
Joe, how's it going, man? All right. I'm Ghost Elvis. Hey, are you going to bed?
Yeah, I got to get up and go to work in the morning. Do you have a job?
Make sure you got that one with you. All right, you take that. Get her to stick to coke.
Sunday's off. Sleeping tomorrow for me.
Shit, you know?
Got to mow the yard then.
You don't mind if I possess your ass a little bit tonight, do you?
Yeah, you can. It's cool. I need to walk in so I get some rest.
Yeah, I'm a king, man. All right. This will be fun, man. I'm coming.
I already own Joe's body. You're not welcome in here.
God, that must have been something that was not expected.
Yeah, Pat. Oh,
Adam,
shit. What's going on?
Adam, can you analyze this?
It sounds like a robotic version of Jaws.
I passed out for a second. What happened?
I don't know, man.
Chug-a-lug, chug-a-lug.
You probably need another beer.
Look at the answers.
You probably should drink another beer. Chug it down.
Grape wine in a mason.
Take a big glass of wine and go lay down. A glass of wine.
Bottle wine.
Yeah.
Look like some kind of
a water pitcher full of wine. Drink that, and then
Did you hear of Chuck Berry's death? 90-year-old. Real Chuck Berry.
That's impressive that he lived that long.
He was from when Marty did. All right. You
Yeah,
want
that-
something with kicks? All right. Now, take it from me and see. Try to keep up. And he played. And then.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. That
Chuck,
was
Chuck,
Johnny
this
B.
is
Good.
this is your cousin Marvin. Marvin, your cousin Marvin Berry. Listen to this, and then Marty McFly played
Johnny B. Good.
yes, and then at the end of it, where he went "Row, row," and all the crowd went crazy.
Yeah, a little bit of that. Was
I
it
know
Pink
you don't.
Floyd or something. Yeah.
Kids are gonna love it. Yeah, cool. Chuck Berry in with my Lord now. Damn.
I'm actually, you know what I'm doing right now? I found somebody on Twitter for a guest, and then, oh man, Tony on Twitter. I found somebody. Toe knee, like your toe and then your knee. So put toe and then knee, like KNNE.
First
It's
name
like Dan
Toe.
and Druff.
Yeah.
First name Toe, last name
Will
B.
you please be a guest?
Sure. Oh, no telling who that is.
No, this guy's cool, man. Whoever, I don't
Wanna
know
hear
what it
my
is. I don't know if
breaking
it's a
news?
man or a woman. This one's got me interested. I don't know who it is, but it's very interesting. They got Sumerian figures on their Twitter page, and
Why am I even on tonight? Oh, I should go to bed.
no, you.
Why did you call me? I didn't want to come on.